I'm Matt here for Matt Holman Golf. Let's take a look at Justin Thomas. He's been on a real hot streak this last year or so. He's sort of been touted, great potential, and really these last few years then he's really shown that. Incredibly powerful player, creates lots and lots of club head speed. I think he's around sort of 150 pounds, so he's not an overly sort of big guy. You know, he's training a lot, so he's strong and he's got excellent power and speed. But really, I think his swing technique is where he's generating a lot of this club head speed. And I think, interestingly, I see a lot of this movement in juniors. I definitely had a lot of these movements growing up. And I think where he's a little unique, he's really being able to manage those. I think a lot of players have this sort of lower body movement, creates lots and lots of speed, but it's also very difficult to control that. So I think where Justin's a little bit exceptional, he's being able to still control enough his ball flight consistently day in day out with an extremely dynamic swing. So we can take a look at this. We can start on the left hand side. It's again just an orthodox setup. He's got his alignment stick on the ground there, so you know, just a straightforward alignment. It's not overly aimed right or left. If we take a look at this, postural wise, he's around there at that sort of 45 degrees, back's nice and straight, arms hanging relaxed, just a subtle knee flex. I usually tend to see around about 158 as an average. So I mean, give or take a bit, he's sort of banging on that number there. So really that setup for me is as good as it gets. He's got a very sort of modern look to his swing, hands in, club out. The club face matches his spine. So we can have a look at that, give or take a bit. It's definitely not sort of an early rotation of the club face. He goes ahead and sets the club very well. And then I think this is one of the movements is fractionally more unusual in the modern game. We would see more guys work the arms then across their body. What you're going to see with Justin, his arms will continually work up. So he has a relatively high left arm plane. Very, very nice face positioning. He has this nice toe hanging the club face, the shaft just left of his hand. So everything we want to see, certainly in that classic sort of two-plane look there. He retains his spine angle, not too much hip turn. And now as the arms start to fall, it's definitely, there is a bump there, but it's an aggressive rotation. So by about halfway down, just prior to halfway down, the left knee's already started to go, not too much. He's got good pressure with the ground here. But as we start to see, he moves into delivery. He manages to really keep the shaft on a nice line. The face is square. We can see how the left leg is really nearly already straight. The right foot's getting very high off the ground here, and he's going to continue in on that vein all the way to the ball. And we see this lots in junior golfers. Like I say, I definitely had that look, trying to hit the ball as far as possible. I know with one of the other guys I teach, sort of grew up playing a little bit older than Justin, and Jordan Spieth, and was playing a lot of tournaments with those guys. And he always said he wasn't particularly long as a junior. You know, he was always trying to catch up with the bigger kids, and that sort of shows in his swing. I mean, very, very dynamic through that lower body. The speed comes from. I love the way he swings left, and again he has this very neutral club face. So considering how dynamic that lower body is, he does a great job still to get the arms in a good position, the club shaft back on plane, and the face sort of passive. And I think if he wasn't able to do that, as far as he would hit the ball, I think it would be tough for him to control that, and then this nice wraparound finish. So going now from the the face on. Just generally a orthodox grip, just a small thing of C here, a little bit more in the palm than some grip wise. You see this with this gap between the left thumb and left index finger, and that really shows at the top of the club face, the top of the swing, sorry, the club face stays relatively neutral, nice toe hang, certainly not too closed. The feet, front foot's just slightly turned outwards, a little bit of forward press. And he definitely has that slightly left shoulder lowering look, a nice coiling, very nice width here. Big shoulder turn with the arms nice and high. I mean, lots and lots of leverage here, and then a nice bump and that real aggressive turn off his lower body, but still just a really strong look through the ball. Creates that shaft lean, and it just all really equates to enough control with lots and lots of power for a smaller guy. And definitely I think this is where the game's going. It's interesting following European Tour events this year how many courses have been 7,500 yards plus. It's the same in the US now, so absolute premium on maxing out whatever speed and distance the players have got these days.